Hello, good afternoon, everyone. And thank you very much for joining today's Sunday seminar. And today's theme is the laws of steel from chapter 1, the mindset to invite prosperity. So, first of all, we will recite the true words spoken by Buddha together. The true words spoken by Buddha. There used to be the light in the great universe. The light is the energy of Buddha. People can live by this energy, and Buddha's energy has made human history. It will be supplied eternally. This eternal light comes from heaven and prevails on earth. This is the light of heaven. Through the prism of Buddha, there appear 7 colors of rainbow, arching over in the sky. Here you can see Buddha's mercy. Yellow is the color of teaching. White is the color of saving. Red is the color of justice. Purple is the color of obedience. Blue is the color of thinking. Green is the color of harmony. Silver is the color of progress. These 7 colors help each other, and there appears Buddha land. Buddha land is shining brightly because of gathering of bodhisattvas. This is the land of love or the land of mercy. This is the land of wisdom or the land of teaching. Especially, this is the land of souls rest in peace. We all souls are the children of Buddha. The children of Buddha became real human beings. Real human beings have spirituality. The spirits are immortal powers. The spirits are immortal forces. The spirits are real entities. The physical bodies are the shadows of the spirits. It means you are the boat sailing down the great river. The great river is the symbol of the course of life. Each of you sails down as a small boat, so you need a boatman. If it were not for your boatman, you surely go aground. This boatman really means your mind. If your mind makes a mistake, the boat breaks into pieces by a large rock, and you also need a bamboo pole. This pole is the meaning of the true words. When you go down a rocky stream, you need to pant in the stream. Then you can change your course. The true words means the teaching of Buddha. Buddha enlightened and spoke the true words, and Buddha's teaching became a gold mine. This gold mine suggests various teachings. These are another expression of Buddha's truth. It brightens up your days. Or to put it another way, the fruits of Buddha's mercy. All of you, now here listen to me. Never lose your way, now and forever. The guiding hand has already waved. Please follow this white hand and go straightly on and on. Your lives are not limited to this world only. They have 3 aspects: the past, the present, the future. Your past have already gone by, yet still your mistakes will be kept in your minds. That is the reason why you should understand other people, and you yourself should reflect on what you have done. You and others are not different. On the contrary, both are children of Buddha, and brothers and sisters. Now then, love each other. Let us bring up each other, and it's time to forgive each other. This is the eternal law, which penetrates the present and the future. Yes, indeed, the light of the dark night. The dark night of this world is hell. It is also the same in another world. Since we came down to this world, the sun of truth is scheduled to rise. Now we are watching rising sun. It will shed light to the future. to invite sad people to Buddha land. Now here I command, there shall not be conflict in this world. There shall not be distrust in this world. There shall not be crime in this world. There shall not be evil spirit in this world. There shall not be the devil in the next world. Only the ideal world, utopia, shall be realized. All of the people love each other, live harmoniously, believe in one another. That world is utopia. All of us could be the light of bodhisattvas, believing that the light has reality, believing that love has reality, believing that the truth has reality. These are the facts that should be conveyed. We, the light of bodhisattvas, get together, work together to keep right mind and live in tune with Buddha's words. Here we vow to do so. Right. So before starting today's seminar, let me explain about what is the laws of steel. The laws of steel is the latest copy of the law series of Master Ryu Hokawa and of Happy Science. And Master Ryu Hokawa publishes a book from Laws series every year. And the Laws series of this year, 2020, is the Laws of Steel. Laws series includes the laws of the sun, the golden laws, the laws of bronze, laws of prosperity, and so on. So every year, Master Oka publishes a book from the Laws series, and Steel is the book of this year. And at Happy Science, the Laws series signifies the concept, main concept of that year. So the main concept of this year is steel. So what does it mean by steel at Happy Science? I will refer to the preface of the laws of steel. And the first line says, this book will guide you to live a life with resilience and strength. So the laws of steel is a book of resilience and strength. They are the main concepts of this year. 2020 started with a very difficult time. 2020 is a very difficult time. So in this age of difficulties, we need to live with strength and resilience like steel. That's why this year's book is The Laws of Steel. So first, I will show you an image video about Laws of Steel. This is from a Laws of Steel Koan seminar for English. I will just show you the video about Laws of Steel.
Okay, the real meaning of Golden Age is begin. It will begin from 2020. I already said. It means we will destroy the atheists or non-believers in God, in this earth, and such kind of great power will be ruined in the from 2020 to 2030. It means, for example, it means gigantic country who don't believe in God and just one party system and communism only country will be destroyed by dint of God's power, for example. And another answer is there's people who are living miserable in this world. For example, poverty, and another one is war, under the war situation. They cannot live actively and happily. We will stop such kind of situation and make peace in this world. It's a Bhutan utopia. It's a meaning of golden age. Okay? And you the expected pass one group, expected person for that. So I will do my best, but it's not my limit or our limit. We have a lot of members who have hidden powers within them. So we make our powers together power and do great things on this earth.
So this year, we need to continue living with strength and resilience as described in the laws of steel. It is not enough to simply be strong and rigid because you would break easily. So you also need resilience. But simply being resilient like a swaying bamboo is not good either. You need strength as well. This year will be such a year. We need to hold on to our strong faith and convictions. At the same time, we need to visualize how Japan should be and how the world should be, with Japan taking an active role in it. When various contradictions and collisions arise between different ways of thinking, and when a clash of civilizations and battle to secure their futures are about to occur, only happy signs can do these, so it is essential to spread our thoughts as far and wide as possible. What the world is now experiencing is labor pains, for it is trying to create a social structure that can support 10 billion people. The people of the world must bring their wisdom to the table and figure out a way to build a new social structure. If we cannot, we will have no choice except to let the population shrink. Instead, I place my bet on the ingenuity, diligent efforts, and wisdom of human beings. Put my trust in human passion and in hope for the future. I despise simply leaving things to chance. I hate things to be at the mercy of the trends of the world. What I do like is to open a path for our future with our own efforts. I am determined to bring a golden age. Come what may, I have an unwavering faith that this will come. Only Happy Science is now conveying the teachings of the ultimate God of the earth. Please spread these teachings all over Japan and the world. For this effort will save the world. Happy Science teachings will be able to overcome the problems that neither Islam nor Christianity can solve and save the world. I ask you to be stronger. Please develop your power. Achieve further success. Raise your voice more. Go beyond national borders and expand your power.
Okay, so here okay.
Save the world. I ask you to be stronger. Please develop your power. Achieve further success. Raise your voice more. Go beyond national borders and expand your power to the world. I ask you these from my heart.
Right. Thank you so much. And as you've seen in the video, the Laws of Steel, in a sense, Laws of the Steel is a book to open the golden age 2020. And at Happy Science, it is predicted that 2020 is the beginning of the golden age, the age of prosperity. And this 2020 is the beginning of the golden age. But Master Oka also predicted in 2019 that golden age will begin with great difficulties and sufferings. But these difficulties and sufferings are the beginning of the golden age. It is predicted. So this book, The Laws of Steel, is a book to open our golden age. In this January, Master Okawa gave a seminar, a lecture on this book, The Laws of Steel. And at that seminar, Master said, the year 2020 will have a very tough start, but I believe that this also means that we are entering into a new golden age. And also, the world will be in great confusion, but the final judgment will be made by El Cantare. In another recording, it is said that your golden age has started in a stringent manner. However, this severity for sure is a crisis that is necessary to demolish wrong values which prevails on us now. So now the world is asked for the time to repent, time to reflect on the wrong values, wrong ideas, which is not in accordance with the will of God. That's the reason why our golden age started from great difficulties and great sufferings. But we have this book, The Laws of Steel, so we can open a golden age with the heart of strength and resilience like a steel. Right. Okay, so let's move on to chapter 1 of the Laws of Steel, the mindset to invite prosperity. The chapter 1 of this book is the mindset to invite prosperity. Have you ever read The Laws of Steel? All right. I can understand because this book just arrived this week, so it's difficult for all of you to read them. Okay, so because of this reason, I will explain the summary, the main points of this chapter, chapter 1, the mindset to invite prosperity. In the beginning of this chapter 1, there is a story of a kitten. This is a very famous story told by a famous American psychologist. So, Rachina, do you mind reading this passage? Yes.
So, the story of a kitten. A little kitten learned that happiness for a cat was in its tail. So it began chasing after its own tail, trying hard to catch happiness. Yet, no matter how hard the kitten chased after its tail, it could not catch it. The kitten just went round and round in circles. Looking at the kitten's situation, an old cat explained, "If you just do what you should do, your tail will naturally follow after you."
Thank you so much. This is a very famous story and very good parable for talking about happiness. When we chase for happiness, we cannot reach happiness. But without thinking about and seeking for happiness and moving forward, just moving forward, then the happiness will follow us naturally. And this is the meaning of this parable. Happiness will follow you once you move forward without thinking about it, like a tail of a little kitten. So happiness and prosperity are within you. This is the first message, first important message from this book. And we tend to think that happiness is somewhere outside, somewhere far away from us. But in truth, happiness and prosperity are within us. And happiness is nothing that is beyond our reach, but we already have the seeds for happiness, success, and prosperity within us. This is the first point which is written in this chapter. And next key point from this chapter 1 is prosperity is a chain of success and its expansion. So this chapter signifies that prosperity is a chain of success, chain of small success. So if we want to realize prosperity, we need to begin with a small success and make a chain of this small success. And the next question is how we can realize success. At Happy Science, we have variety of books about success, like The Laws of Success, Prosperity Thinking, Invincible Thinking, or the Philosophy No Progress. But the first step for realizing success is to keep on making efforts in our daily life, or keep on preparation for the future success. And that means we need to make a good habit in our daily life. I will show you this book, The Laws of Prosperity, which was published more than 20 years. But this is very important book for thinking about prosperity. And prosperity begins from the chain of small success, and the small success begins from our daily habit. And in this book introduces 4 good habits we can make in our daily life. 4 good habits. The first habit is self-reflection, and the second habit is reading books. Third habit is diligence, to enjoy work. And finally, fourth habit is appropriate exercise. In this book, The Laws of Prosperity introduces those 4 basic habits for realizing success. Then the question is, what is the first habit, self-reflection? And I think some of you are new to Happy Science, so let me explain a little about self-reflection. We, the members of Happy Science, reflect upon our day before going to bed, or looking back on our day before going to bed. Every evening, members of Happy Science recite the true words spoken by Buddha, and after that, we will reflect upon our day, reflect upon our today, and look back on all the thoughts and deeds. Once we find any inappropriate thoughts or deeds, or negative thoughts or deeds, we just pick them up and resolve not to repeat it tomorrow. This is a very simple practice, but very important practice of daily habit. And according to the laws of steel, from the chapter 6, The Power to Make Miracles, here is this passage regarding self-reflection. I will read it. By living purely, your heart will become transparent. And when your heart is transparent, you will be able to see what you could not before. You will be attuned to the spirits in heaven and be able to see yourself, your fellow comrades of light living in this world. To keep your heart pure and transparent, you need to clear away any dust or rust from your mind every day. This will be an important discipline. Do not consider it lightly, though it is a simple practice. At the end of the day, look back and see if you have lacked in any effort, made too harsh a remark to others, hurt someone or caused some trouble. If you have found any mistakes, reflect on them one by one and clear away any negativity. This practice of self-reflection will polish your heart as if wiping the surface of a mirror. Your heart will gradually be transparent. So this practice of self-reflection is like wiping the window or mirror. And once we wipe the window and mirror and remove the dust, the light from outside will shine into our mind. And we can hear or see what we cannot see. I mean the voices or messages of spiritual beings in heaven. That's why it is very important to make a habit of self-reflection every night before going to bed. The second habit from the laws of prosperity is reading the books. And Happy Science published more than 2,600 books, and all of them are words from heaven, words of God. So by reading the books of Happy Science, we can attune our mind to heavenly world, the world of peace and love, and world of happiness. And it is also a basic principle of Happy Science that there is a principle of same wavelengths of the mind attracts each other. Our mind emits certain kind of vibration, and the similar vibration of the mind attracts each other, like a radio wave or a TV wave. So once we attune our mind through the reading of the books of Happy Science, we can attune our mind to the heavenly world. This might be a very basic and simple for long-time members of Happy Science, but we recommend you all to make a habit to practice and self-reflection every night, and also read at least one book a week, at least one book of Happy Science a week, so that we can attune our mind to the heavenly world. I know it's difficult, but very important practice. All right, let's go back to the laws of steel. So we talked about the good habits for realizing small success, and then we can make a chain of success. And this chain of success or continuous success is prosperity itself. And the second point for realizing prosperity is to share the success with others. That means share with others how I could attain success. So this sharing of experiences of success is very important to realizing prosperity as a team. That's the reason why we conduct a Dharma Talk discussion online meeting after Sunday lecture every Sunday. In the Dharma Talk discussion or online meeting discussion, we can share our experiences and daily findings through the practice of Happy Science. Then we can share the important wisdom with others. And I believe your wisdom is very helpful for your friends. Then we can realize prosperity as a team, as a whole team Happy Science family. Right. This was the second point for prosperity. Prosperity is a chain of success and its expansion. Okay. Let's quickly review the third point from the laws of steel. Your mindset will determine whether or not you will be successful. The crucial point is your state of mind or your mental attitude to succeed, as it is what will invite prosperity. The kind of mental attitude or mindset you have will actually determine whether or not you will be successful. These are true words, but in practice, it is not very easy to change your mindset from the laws of steel. So our mindset will determine whether we will become successful or prosperous. And here I will introduce two typical mindsets which will attract success and prosperity. And the first mindset is to correct a negative mindset. Correct a negative mindset. In the spirit world, I have explained about the laws of attraction, laws of same wavelength attraction. Similar vibration of the mind attracts each other. So if we continue to emitting negative mindset, negative vibration of the mind, then we will attract negative people or negative spirits from hell. And if we can turn our mind from negative one to positive one, we can attract positive people, positive supporters for our business, for our project, and so on. Then we can realize success. And one typical example of a negative mindset is a kind of sense of guilty against wealth, sense of guilty against wealth. And sometimes we tend to have a sense of guilty or fear against wealth because of our past failures, past experiences, or religious educations. And if we have this kind of sense of guilty against wealth, we cannot attract wealth. If we hate wealth, we will attract poverty instead. And that's why we need to change our mindset from negative one to positive one. Try to love wealth and try to affirm the wealth, which is used for the good reason, good purpose. Then we can attract wealth. This is one typical mindset, negative mindset. And the second point for attracting a prosperous mindset is to develop the mindset of turning failure into success. This is a typical philosophy from this book, the invincible thinking of happy science. Invincible thinking is a thinking to learn both from success and failure. Even if we fail in something, we can learn lessons from that failure. Then we can grow through the lessons from that failure. If we can find seeds of happiness and success in each failure of our life. This is the second point. Okay, so I summarized the major points of this chapter 1, the mindset to invite prosperity. The first point is happiness and prosperity are within you. And secondly, prosperity is a chain of success and its expansion. And finally, your mindset will determine whether or not you will be successful. At the end of today's lecture, we will practice a short contemplation on the verse of the laws of steel. And in this contemplation, we will try to find the seeds of happiness and success in our daily life, in our surroundings. Okay, so before going to contemplation, we will do breathing concentration. Okay. Right. So please relax yourself and please straighten your back. And put your hands on your lap with your palms facing upwards. And close your eyes lightly. And please take a deep breath and lead your breath down to your stomach. And please breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Please continue taking deep breath. Please concentrate your mind on your breathing. Now I will show you a quote from the Laws of Steel. You must understand that prosperity does not lie somewhere over the mountains, far and beyond, or in the deepest recesses of mountains that no one has ever explored. Rather, the seed of prosperity is to be found within you, or around you, in your family, or in the very job you are now doing. Please adopt the habit of looking for the seeds of prosperity in what you have and shape your thinking in this way. Then everything will turn into an opportunity. So in today's contemplation, please try to find the seeds of prosperity around you, in your family, or in the very job you are now doing. Then please start your contemplation. Please end your contemplation. Thank you so much. And this is a basic mindset for realizing prosperity and success in our daily life. Find the seeds of success and prosperity within us or around us. So let us discuss what kind of seeds we could find in this contemplation in the online gathering from 3:30 p.m. And we can share the wisdom how we can realize prosperity with other friends of Happy Science. Right. So this was the chapter 1 of this book, The Laws of Steel. We only have two more copies at Temple. So if you are interested, please just let me know as soon as possible. Just 2 copies. Okay. So thank you very much for joining today's seminar. And I wish you a good and beautiful rest of the weekend. Thank you.